Hey everyone, it's Kyle here from KGTV, and I'm doing my 48-hour review of the Google Home Hub. So I got it's like a gray with a white, I think they all have the white frame, but the backs are different. I'll turn this one around a little bit. So you see the gray here. Some of them are black in the back along this right here. There's a green one, and then I believe there's like an orangish one. So after using this for the past couple days, it's been pretty awesome. I think Google is going to sell a fair number of these, just because they're priced pretty reasonably for what you're getting. You're getting a nice screen. I'm not sure of the exact resolution of it. I'm sure it's probably 1080p. That's kind of like a standard nowadays, but I could be wrong. But yeah, it looks great. And what's really cool that I was kind of nervous about was that I have this on my nightstand in my bedroom, and when it's hard for me to sleep unless it's like totally dark. And this thing gets so dark, it's perfect. It never disturbed me when I was sleeping or anything like that. And you can't even really compare it to like your phone. Like if you put your phone in night mode, or whatever you want to call it, and you dim like the screen all the way down, this is like 10 times that. I mean, it's almost like you can still read the time, but it's almost like difficult to read the time. I'm gonna try to, do a replication of that. So if I cover this up right here, you'll see it's starting to get dim and get dimmer and dimmer. And it looks like that's where it's gonna stop right there. And when you're in a dark room, it's really pretty dark. So if you plan on using this in the bedroom or something, for like a kind of clock, or like bedtime alarm clock, or just using it in terms of, like a kind of like a secretary in a way, I think you'd have no problems with it. So if we get into it, you can swipe from like the left is where like a lot of your motions are going to come from. So you can also swipe down from the top. And what's really cool about this is that if you have like Nest products or anything that works with like Google Home and stuff like that, it kind of like displays anything that you have going on. So if I click locks here, it shows that my back door is locked. Now I have the Nest padlock thing that you put the code in. I'll post a picture of it and everything like that for you guys. I can't remember the exact name off the top of my head, but yeah, that works great. So I can hit locks, and then I can see that my back door is unlocked, and then it says some controls are not currently supported on this device. So I guess it's only going to tell me that it's locked, but it's not going to actually allow me to do anything. So that's kind of a bummer. I think over time though, this is definitely going to like pick up with updates and stuff like that, and it's going to really be nice once Google gets a ton of support into it. So this is kind of like your home screen. So you can see the weather for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. In my area, it's going to be 49 degrees, or it's 49 degrees today. And then you have these options here on the right hand side. So you can just click play music, play a video. I want to make dessert. What's the weather tomorrow? And then you can swipe over, and if you hit explore more things your assistant can do, it's going to give you like a list of all these different options that you can use this for. So if you're like a techie, this is like pretty fun to have, because there's just like a lot you can do. especially if you use Google for navigation or your calendar and stuff like that, or if you have like Philips Hue lighting, you can control your Philips Hue lights, which I also have. Play audio books, convert units, translate. So there's a lot of things you can do within this. So that's pretty much like all those things, and it's cool if you have Google TV, or what is it, YouTube TV now. You can play live TV from there as well. So we can go over here, click Saturday.
Right now it's 49 and cloudy.
So that's the volume for this thing, and it can actually go up a little bit more. So that's a 10. So let me get it to, I'll just hit this option.
Tomorrow in North Franklin Township, it'll be rainy with a high of 49 and a low of 41.
And it's got like the little rain animation, like sound effects and stuff in the background. So you can just swipe that away. I think this thing would be great for a grandparent or parents, because if you use Google like Photos and stuff like that, what's cool is that where it shows this clock here, you can actually go into your settings and let me see if I can figure out. Okay, so if you swipe up from the bottom, you can have your auto dim and brightness here, and then your volume here, and then there's your settings there. So what's cool, like I was saying, is if you have or if you use Google Photos, as your home hub is just sitting there, it will actually like scroll through pictures, and you can pick like specific family members or pets or whatever that you want to display on here. So for instance, if you got one of these for your grandma or an aunt or an uncle or whatever, and you wanted them to see pictures of the grandkids, you could actually set this up, and then whenever, say you go to like a pumpkin patch or a party with the kids, and you upload pictures to your Google Photos for that specific person, you know, your child or whatever, it would actually update on here. So then, you know, that day they might see the pictures from the pumpkin patch or a party or something like that. So I think that that's like really cool, and for someone who maybe doesn't get out a lot, or you know, doesn't see family a lot, it's like a great way to kind of like have pictures of them and, you know, put them on display. So I think that's pretty cool. So I only have like two to three real gripes right now with this, and they're not huge by any means, but it just shows a few limitations of this. The one isn't really a limitation, but it has rubber on the bottom, which works fine, you know, but whenever you're like tapping the screen, it does like kind of jiggle a little bit. So it's not like totally steady and firm. I mean, it's not bad, but sometimes when you're pressing on it, it'll jiggle a little bit. Just a little annoyance, nothing super major. The other thing is that whenever I was casting my YouTube to this the other night when I was just testing that out, the brightness, like if I turn the ambient EQ off, like I can turn the brightness down very low, but whenever you play like YouTube and stuff, it's bright, and like you can't change the brightness for some reason. So it's like, I don't know, that kind of bummed me out, because I thought, like, you know, maybe I could put a YouTube video on and just kind of like listen to it and have the ambient you know, dim display kind of work as well as it normally does, and have it like have the actual footage very low in terms of brightness, and you can't really do that. So if you want this to like watch videos in bed and stuff like that, that's kind of a bummer. And then the only other thing that I thought was kind of an issue was that I thought you could like look up YouTube videos on here, and you actually have to like cast them to the Home Hub. So that's a little bit of a bummer. I guess, you know, I can see why, but I thought that, you know, if you connected this to your Wi-Fi, that you would be able just to kind of like open up an app of some sort and, you know, use kind of like apps in that way. But you really can't, which is kind of a bummer. It's fine casting it, but say I'm charging my phone at night, it'd kind of be nice to just like leave it off to the side and just kind of use like a swipe feature for typing or, you know, whatever on here, instead of kind of like having to manage my phone and then, you know, play it on the Home Hub. So I think this is definitely a good buy. It's retailing right now for around like $150, but I think for like the holidays, Google might do some sort of like a discount, or like, you know, if you buy it, you get something off in the Google Play Store or something like that, because I have a feeling that these might start to sell kind of like the Google Home Minis did, and just kind of be like hotcakes. You know, if they charge only $100 or $125 for these in the holidays, I could see a lot of people buying these as gifts to give to their family members and stuff. For privacy's sake, there's no cameras on here, which I'm kind of indifferent about. I feel like more secure that there's no camera on there, but I tend to like use Google Duo to like face chat with my niece and nephew, and it would kind of be nice to be able to use this if I like ended up getting one for my kitchen or my living room or something like that. So you can't, you know, do video streaming or sharing like that, which is kind of a bummer. But there is a feature in the back here where you can turn off the microphone so it won't listen to you. So if you're paranoid about, you know, Google listening to you and stuff, which I totally understand because I believe they do, you can turn that off. So that's pretty nice. And then you have your volume rocker over here on the right hand side with the volume up and down. So that's pretty much all the buttons. It's very simple. There's just one cable. It connected right up. You use the Google Home app on your phone, and that's kind of how you manage, you know, stuff with this. So just gonna try to play so you can see your Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Device name. Let me see if I can get a YouTube video to cast here real quick. So I'm gonna see if I can just maybe play. I had some gameplay footage the other day. I'm gonna see if I can just get that to play for you guys. Alright, so here's just like, I'm just gonna cast this here. So I'll have to double check. It might be 720p, it might be 1080. Actually, while I'm here, let me look that up real quick.
It's okay. It's okay. You're safe now.
Okay, so I'm not really finding anything on the display. Okay. It says it's 1024 by 600 with a pixel density of 170. It looks fine. It really doesn't look that bad, and especially for like what it is, you know, I don't need it to be like super high quality or anything like that. It's definitely good enough to get the job done and to kind of show you what your plans are for the day in terms of your schedule, or if you just want to stream YouTube videos kind of like this. So let me pause that real quick. And one other nice thing about this is that you can actually like start a queue. So say you found like, I don't know, 10 videos that you wanted to watch in a row. I guess that's one nice thing, is that you could set up a queue of 10 videos you want to watch, and then that way you don't have to mess with your phone as much. So that's like kind of one workaround for it. But yeah, again, I think it's definitely worth the money compared to some of the other smart displays. Like I think the Lenovo smart display is, I don't know, close to $300. So for this being half the price, I think it's kind of a no-brainer if you know someone, like I said, a family member who doesn't get out a lot. I think they'd really love something like this. I think I'm going to get some of these for my family and stuff for the holidays. And yeah, I think it's a great gift, and I think it's pretty cool too. So if you guys are looking to get one of these, let me know if you have any like specific questions. Sorry this one was a little long and I kind of was all over the place, but I don't like to do scripted stuff that much. It just seems like disingenuous in a way to me sometimes. So maybe I'm wrong, but let me know what you guys think, if you like the video or not. If you don't, that's fine. Let me know what I can do better. But yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know, and I'll have more videos coming out soon. So take care, and I'll talk to you guys later.